Welcome to my channel. This is a channel about cross-stitching quilting, and it has been 1 week since my last confession. This is going to be a WIP parade, so it feels like a lot of confessions are going to happen because Jack's out of town, so I just pulled all my projects for cross-stitching out, and we're sitting in my living room in front of the tree. Christmas demolition is going to start basically while this video is uploading. And for those of you that are not in the cross-stitch and crafting kind of YouTube world, a WIP is a work in progress. In my quilting life, I call them PhDs, or projects half done. So I'm just gonna put this out there. There's an unspoken rule about WIP parades, and it's basically, we don't judge, we listen, okay? So you're gonna see some things probably that you're like, oh, that girl's crazy, or damn, she has a lot of projects, or maybe you're like, damn, she needs some more projects. I have about 30 cross-stitch projects straight up, and they're all over the board as far as style, what I like to call degree of doneness. So I'm just gonna go through things, and we are going to try to film this before Wendell realizes that this tree is rotating. He's been a real pill this morning. He's acting like his dad. I think he's got a little bit of cabin fever because we're in the middle of a cold snap here, which for us means like maybe 30-degree low. But anyway, so he's just being really unruly. And if he comes out of his hole, he'll come over here and try to root into the tree. So we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, also before we get going, I wanted to show you my stocking that my mom made me when I was a wee tyke. She cross-stitched my name on this puppy dog stocking. And it's cute, cute, cute. Just checking. No, there's nothing in there. But what a fun way to take like a stocking on the shelf and customize it with your needs. I was watching Marjorie of Marjorie Made, and I just kind of found her. I don't know where I've been, living clearly under a rock, but she's got a wide variety of projects, and she's also hilarious. So I like that. And she told me something that's basically the most important information that I've heard all week, you know, and I went back to work for a full week. So what does that tell you? So we are going to take a note out of her book and basically not count full coverage projects in our count of WIPs, because we all know when we start full coverage, they're like decade-long projects for me. I don't know, I haven't even finished one. I've started two, but I haven't finished either one of them. So we're gonna start with those, and one of them is actually my oldest WIP anyway, so it's a pretty good place to start. So this is a full coverage, like I said, Texas flag. And we are at 20% completion. It's looking like a flag, so that's good. I bought this off Etsy from somebody, KPL Creative, and no shade to her, but when you buy things off Etsy and you're like, I don't even know really what that's gonna look like, it just kind of, you know, in the back of your mind. And then when you look at this, like, you know, one of these squares is 100 stitches. So when you start kind of up here in the corner and you start making your way across, you only have this to look at, and you're like, oh hell, what's this gonna be? I hope this is all right. So it's looking flaggy. I like it. Maybe one day I'll enter this in the state fair in maybe like 2035. So like I said, that's at 20%. On my notes here on my iPad, it just says FML. So that's kind of the vibe. It's just because I want it so bad. I'll pop a picture in of what it's gonna look like. I want it on my wall so bad, but we're clearly a long way from that goal. So we're just gonna keep plugging away at it. As far as the way I work WIPs, I don't have like a really solid way of like, I don't do WIP Go, which is a board. You can see Jessie Marie does stuff if you're interested in that. I don't do WIP Go because like I like planning it. That sounds fun, but then when it comes down to executing the plan, I'm like, I'm not doing that. As Jack reminded me yesterday, I have a real problem with authorities, so that probably ties into that. So I just kind of work on what I want when I want, and if I think about it, if one of my projects is going through a birthday, I will grab it, which leads me to my next full coverage piece, which is called the Burrow, also off Etsy. I don't know why. I mean, it's been fine so far, but it's just one of those things like, And then Etsy is kind of turning away from a place that I like to be involved in. I actually used to have an Etsy shop, but they just like take all your money, like take half of what you're trying to do. So instead we just kind of work for barter trade and cash. So anyway, this is the Burrow, and this just had a 1-year-old birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, big guy. And we are at a whopping 3%. Check it out. I'll put a picture in here, bing, reminder. And this is, let's see if I can get to it quickly. This is almost 4,000 stitches, I guess, according to my data extraction from markup, which is not an extraction at all. It's just like, look here, type it in. So there could be some errors as we go through this. But anyway, that's where we're at with my full coverage piece. And just to give you some perspective, if you are new to following anything cross stitch related, a full coverage piece is a ton of floss. So I like these little keepers, and I braid my floss so it doesn't get all wound up. So this is what we're working with currently. So I really want that on my wall too, but I think if we get it done in the decade, we're doing good. So that's the Burrow. That is my favorite fictional location. So I don't know what I'll do with that when it's done, but it'll be a prize to have because it's huge. Okay, so moving right along. My next oldest WIP is an ink circles pattern called Arranging Microbes. I have in my notes that I started this on October 12th of 22. That may or may not be true. Not sure. But this is a paper pattern. So you can see this is what it may or may not look like based on the creative liberties taken by yours truly. And this is where we are at. I don't know what happened here. So don't drink and stitch, people. That's not a circle. That's supposed to be a perfect circle. It's also like way too low. It's staying in. I'm not ripping that out. So I have no idea how complete it is. We're gonna say more than half because it's a paper chart, so I just don't have the data. I should probably prioritize that one because I think that's some solid advice, washing your hands. So that is that. And this is in a bag I got in a Black Needle Society Stars Hollow retreat situation. I mean, Rory, all the books, right? And then this other one was another, this is what the Burrow lives in because their bags are huge usually. And then I just put this little luggage tag on there so I know what's in there. So the Burrow lives in that, and then this Texas flag lives in a quilt junkie creation that I made with red solo cup fabric from a project I had left over, and it's a vinyl front. And I just tied that on there straight up with some twine. I'm a huge fan of use what you have. And then if you don't have what you need, try to make it out of what you have. And then very last ditch effort is go to town and try to get it or order it. So that's kind of the way I roll. Okay, so my next one is kind of, it's Frogwarts, which is a digital retreat based around Harry Potter. This is the bag it lives in, and this actually houses, I keep all my Frogwarts stuff in here because I'm so organized like that. And I actually have this fabric because it's printed and it's fabric flare. So this is Garon's Burnt Parchment. So that's where we are there. This one's done. Done, son. We're all good. So that's year one. And year two is mostly done. Not really. It's kind of done. We'll see. So I don't really rush through these outside of retreat time because there is challenge stitching, and with all of these images and motifs in here, you can really get some work done on your Frogwarts projects, because it'll be like, for this challenge, you know, find something with a tree, and we just saw this has a tree in it, so that counts. So it's kind of nice when procrastination pays off. So here's year three. And let's see where I'm at on year three. It says 44%, but that's questionable. The night bus, love it. Love the night bus. And then Aunt Marge flying. I mean, these are by Catherine Landis of the Black Needle Society, and she's got such an eye for the details of the Harry Potter series, and she's also really funny and a bit ironic with her what she chooses to put in here. So this is year four. This is probably one of my favorite movies, not the books. My favorite book would be Prisoner of Azkaban, because there's so many plot twists that I couldn't even guess what was happening. So I'm a movie guesser. I will ruin any movie for you. It's genetic. I get it from my dad, and that's just who we are as people. But that book, I didn't see most of that coming. So I think that's why I like it so much. Whatever. Here is year four. We are making some progress. This says 78%. And so I'm basically hanging on to this band at the bottom for some stitching to go down this year when we have year six in July, I think. I just bought the box, so I don't know. And I'm stitching these on all the same fabrics, so they'll tie in together. And I'm really proud of my choice to stitch them all together, because year five was stitched on pink, like as a nod to Dolores Umbridge. That bitch. Anyway, I hate the color pink, actually, so I'm glad that I had purchased enough of this parchment to have a backup plan, actually it wasn't a backup plan, it was actually a number one plan. So this is where we're at with that one. And this is saying 31%. So I'm feeling pretty good about the progress with Frog. Oh, look at this thread organizer. I wonder where I got this. Probably off of Etsy. It's not Hogwarts, close enough. Can't be precious about things that are copywritten. So that is that. This next one was born in March of 2023. Yeah. It's called God Bless Texas, because that's true. This is by Screendoor Needleworks. And still in the hoop. That's the way I roll. Probably haven't stitched on it in maybe a year. I don't know. This is, oh, I know why. This is on some 20 count Ada from Quilt Junkie's Kitchen. It's called Sip Sip Hooray is the fabric. Just kidding. That just means that I dyed it in my kitchen with some coffee and some tea. And here's where we're at. And it's one thread over one Aida square. This was a kind of experiment. Notice how it's not finished and it's tiny. I like 2 threads. That's all. Should probably put this in the finish this year pile too, just to give me my cute bag back. This is also a Quilt Junkie creation. I don't really remember where I got this bag pattern, but I could have just fumbled through it looking at the way that these are. This is sewn. Whatever. So there we go. There we go for that. My next one was born all in the same month. I had a little startitis back then. Well, actually last year too, but we've got some ointment for that, so we're gonna slow down with the starts. This is called Harry Potter Sampler. And I had an itch or a prompt or something that was like, stitch on a monochromatic piece, and I got this one off of Etsy as well. It's on some Quilt Junkie Kitchen fabric too. And I didn't read the details. This is gonna be huge. This is only at 17%. So along the bottom, we're halfway there. I'm in no hurry to finish this. I did it in blue because I'm a Ravenclaw. That's all you need to know about that. But basically it's gonna be all in blue unless I change my mind. Like I could go in here and do each quarter a different, I'll pop a picture in so you can know what I'm talking about, and do it each a house color, but I don't think that yellow is gonna look great on this Sip Sip Hooray that I dyed. So that's that. This lives in one of my favorite bags. Like, I love this bag so much that I'm thinking about rehoming this because I love the bag more than the project. And I probably put it in here thinking, you know what, let's put it in a cool bag so I'll reach for it more. No. It's in a Quibbler bag from another retreat that I got. Quibbler. So good. It's the best. So that's not really a priority. It'll get done when it gets done, and it takes what it takes. And that's already like one skein of DMC. So we're gonna be here a while. Okay, the next one is something I really want to get back to because I like everything that lives in here. So this is in a Project Keeper that I made. Also love this tulip pink fabric. Sorry to switch gears on you, but this is a portfolio fabric from Tiger Lily Designs. Not fabric, pattern, hell. When you get the pattern for the portfolio, it comes with a video. So if you're kind of scratching your head like, what is Tiger Lily asking me to do? You just watch the video and she tells you, and then you have beautiful keepers like this. So this holds 3 patterns. I think actually 4. One's maybe done in there, we'll see. So it comes with instructions to make 2 pockets inside, and then these are 2 pockets with vinyl here. This is time well spent, I'll tell you that. And then whenever you get them stacked like on your shelf, I mean, you're just like it makes your WIP pile look like a library. Who doesn't love libraries? Am I right? Yes. Okay, so this next one I have is Eleanor Rigby by Blackbird Designs. If you know my husband, you know he's a huge Beatles fan, and this is part of a series that Blackbird put out. I don't know what year. You can probably Google that because I am not a wealth of information when it comes to when this was put out. It says 2014 is when this was printed, but could have been before that. Anyway, it's a It's a series that are all kind of a nod to the Beatles. So this is Eleanor Rigby. This is charted in this kind of like gray vibe here, and then it also gives you this. I like the maroons in this one, so we went this way, but I'm still gonna put Eleanor Rigby like this image. I just think it's so funny. It's like on your wall and you're like, Eleanor Rigby. Where do I know that? So this is on a R&R Reproductions 32 count linen. I'm trying to become one with linen right now. It's fine. I'll stitch on anything. I don't care. Whatever. I mean, I stitched on a sweatshirt, so it doesn't matter to me. But I prefer even weave because I think that it's more consistent and I like consistency. So this is Stars Hollow blend by R&R, 32 count. This is how far I am. I am stitching this in Markup. Markup is an app that you can put on your iPad. It's an Apple app, not made by Apple, hell no. It is not made by Apple, but it is compatible with Apple products. So there's a feature in Markup that lets you like take a picture or scan it in. It's not great, but it's better than a paper pattern, in my opinion. I like knowing how far I am. I don't know why. It's just like the weirdness in me. My mom is an accountant and my dad's an engineer. So you do the math, literally. So I like knowing that stuff. So I don't know how far I'm with this one because it's not really accurate because it kind of, when I put the image in there, it's kind of skewed a little bit. So just by looking at it though, I mean, it's less than halfway. It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna work on it. Here's one that, the Long and Winding Road. I haven't started this one, but it's in here. It's living with this, in this keeper. This is Blackbird, which is finished. I guess we're waiting for its friends. I don't know. I need to frame that or something. I wonder why I didn't pull it out. Anyway, I passed that pattern to my Aunt Kay. I think she's done it already. The next one I have in here is Strawberry Fields Forever. Can you even? I mean, come on. That's why I want to put this on the priority list. Oh, I started these in May for Beatles Mania because I'm hilarious and that's funny to me. But anyway, this is where we're at with this. And let's see. This is stitched on earthen, 32 count Lagana. My data is saying 21%. It's kind of rolled up in here. I'm not undoing this because I want to get back to it. And this needle minder is from the Black Needle Society retreat. So we want to prioritize that a bit. And then the last one I have in here is, of course, Yellow Submarine. Hilarious. So this one is on some kind of blue fabric that I found in Lubbock when I took my mom to get her eyebrows tattooed onto her head, which turned out great. Also, can we just take a moment? Look at that pig and his little wellies. Like, I don't know why I only got one of those needle minders. I should have got 10. This one says we are at 20%. So they're all kind of there. They're all at like 20-ish. Like I said earlier, I don't really set a lot of hard goals for myself because I know where that's going to end up. But if I was a person that did not have a problem with authority and liked to stick to plans, I would say if I could bump these all up to 50%, I'd be living the dream. So let's just put a pin in that. Or if anyone else wants to have Beatles Mania with me, just holler. I'll be around. One of my favorites. This next one, I would say is out of character for me. But Carrie at Tiger Lily did this, I want to say, for her birthday start. And I'm not a sampler girl. This just called to me. I'll pop a picture in here. This is Mary Morgan's by Fox and Rabbit. This girl's huge, and we're only at 14%. Like, this needs to be bumped to at least 20%. But the colors are killer. Like, look at those birds. Come on. What are we doing, Jennie? Let's stitch on this. The letters are fun. It's on Ada. This is a Mystic Fabrics Silver Mist, an 18 count. So it's super easy to see. Girl, get it together. Get your poop in a group and let's get some X's in on this. Look at that floss card. If y'all don't see this come out every once in a while, someone throw a rock at me and tell me, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because that's really colorful and it's really unique. You don't see samplers that are like super colorful like that very often. So y'all, this lives in a DMC tin. I got some floss in on clearance at Michael's. And it has a thimble, like a adhesive thimble with it. That's kind of gross, but it will. Okay, the next one, so that gets us to 2023 starts and, well, we'll say WIPs because I finished a lot of stuff. I don't have it with me to show because it's put away. Like I said last time in my last confession, I'll just kind of pull those out as I come across them. And we'll just roll like that. So now we're into 2024. And we've got a start called Morticia's Second Line by Dirty Annie's Southern Style. Look at this. It's a second line for a funeral. Hello. Hello. So I did chart this. I don't want to like have the cross stitch police come on me, but I charted this like super long so it can be a more of a parade kind of longer piece. And then so Mr. Quilt Junkie has a hell of a time making a frame for something like that because this is square and just far too simple. So we got to give him a challenge. But Athena, Stitching Goddess Designs, inspired this start. And Jack and I were married in New Orleans on a paddle wheeler, and we had a second line. So obviously I had to. Look. Look at the skeleton with the purple umbrella. That's me. That's what I look like during my second line, except with a dress on, Chuck Taylor's. I would say Jack probably looks like the one on the right too. That's how he dances. And he has little legs like that too. So anyway, I love this one. I don't know why I don't pull it out. Hence the reason that I started this channel. And my girls have got me on the Notion app, website. It's both actually. So I paid for that to help me keep organized. I'm not a professional. So if you want some Notion advice, go somewhere else. Straight up. 2025 is the year of the Notion at Quilt Junkie Thread Quarters. So stay tuned for that. So this next one is a long dog sampler. I call it a medium dog sampler because if you've ever seen any long dogs, they're way huge, and this one is not way huge. This one's only kind of huge. And I am stitching this as a memorial piece for my Sunny Butt, my dog. We lost him last year. That's Pepper's twin brother, Sunny and Pepper. I'll insert a picture of Pepper right now. I'm interrupting his 7th nap of the day, so excuse me. But anyway, so this is Long Dog Sampler. Jouissance, maybe. Sure. I think it's French. I don't know. It's definitely not a Texan word. This is at 33%, and for a long dog, this is where it's at. So I'll pop a picture in so you can see like more about, well, dum-dum, if you're gonna take a picture, you still gotta unhoop it, so stand by. Let me just pop this Q-snap off. This isn't a real Q-snap, let's be honest. This is one from a box store. Okay, so this is where I'm at. This right here is half. I've done the counting and she's gonna be close to the edge, but we're just gonna keep doing it. This is gonna leave me like with an inch margin maybe. But what's life without a little risk, to quote Sirius Black. But anyway, so this is stitched with Dinky Dyes is the silk for the gray charcoal color. And then the orange color is, I think, Calabasas from Almond M&M's. This is also my stitch and run piece. So Almond M&M's, Ymir, she runs a lot of marathons that are insane. So we have a little stitchy chat that we get together on and work on. You know, usually it's something that has her floss that she dyes involved. Mine does anyway. I mean, everybody kind of works on other stuff, but it's cool. She stresses me out. I mean, the only time I'll be running is from the law. Am I right? So anyway, that's that. And I chose the orange. Orange is not my color. Like, orange is my second least favorite color, but that was Sunny's collar color. And it's looking pretty legit. I'm pretty happy with the way that the orange is popping. Bless you, sir. Sir, can you choke somewhere else, please? Thank you. This is called Izzie Decayen by Silver Creek Samplers. We're gonna finish this year, right, Kara? We're doing it. Izzie Decayen. I love a play on words. Casket aged. Hello. This is my humor, 100%. This lives in, I think it's a medicine, like travel bag. I don't know. It was laying around. I'm stitching in sulkies, so what could be more perfect? Okay. So that's where we're keeping that. And this is actually still in the hoop because that's who I am. Wow. I mean, we're pretty far. Like, I changed some colors, obviously, because this is on a, I have a tag in this bag that says Crazy Hamster, no name. And then it's 16 count Ada. I'm pretty sure I bought it off of Facebook from somebody. Anyway, that brown wasn't showing up, so I just changed it to purple because that's the best color in the rainbow. So funny. So Tara, we're doing it. Let's go. Next is Nelson by Plum Street Sampler. Look at this. You're gonna wanna stitch this even if you're not a stitcher. This is gonna be, look how cute, George Washington's horse, Nelson. Come on, what are we doing? I need to get some stitches into this. I love him. Literally, Nelson is my favorite part of this stitch, so I started with it. My markup's saying 12%. That may or may not be true. I made this needle minder from some junk that I found at the thrift store, so that was fun. That's that. So, and this is just in an Amazon bag. We're gonna have to make a bag for that. The next one is called The Sandlot by Forbidden Fiber Co. Oh. And just as you would expect, yes, it is like the movie. We speak in movie quotes and song lyrics around this house. That's how we communicate. So when she posted this, take my money. Add to cart, take my money. Let's see. I haven't stitched on this since July. I don't remember how far we are. This is on some Lugana 28 count. Oh, I love 28 count Lugana. Why am I not stitching this by Forbidden Fiber Co? What am I doing? Oh, y'all, it's so close. Oh my gosh, I'm the L7 weenie for not just finishing this. This is so close. It will not take me forever. Look at that. Okay, let me show you this again. Okay, look at this. I am very close. We're gonna put this in the pile of girl, stitch that. And this was like a kit, so it all came together with her floss, which is yummy, yummy to stitch with. And then two, it came with this needle minder. Hercules, come on, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, I'm killing myself, not just smalls. So I'm gonna set that actually over here. And maybe when I need a break between Christmas tree demolition, look at this bag. Forbidden Fiber Co. You do it. Do it. Okay, then after that, I've got some monthly minis from Primrose Cottage that I worked on just kind of sporadically last year. This is, all those little pillows are in this book. I don't know when I started it. The one I'm currently on is June. So I just slid that sucker into the June spot. But I got in here when I was organizing myself and was quite proud of what I had done. So I'm stitching these with sulkies also. And I just go to my sulky box and pull what I need to for whatever month I'm working on. So let me see if I can show you these in any kind of order that makes sense. Oh yeah, look. So this was January, obviously. And these are little, I'll finish these for, as just like little pillows to put in my dough bowl or my tier tray, whatever. This is stitched on Vintage Country Mocha. Love to see that. Some good old VCM. Can't go wrong there. Here's the February, obviously. March, clearly. And then we have April. I love a good repeat. I mean, y'all know when I stitch these, when I'm on work calls. That should have been emails. Here's May. That's a lot of pink, but I should have changed that, but I didn't. So, current progress is, oh, June. Yeah, I changed that. It's charted with the flower in the center being white, but I didn't think that was going to show up, so I changed that. And it's got some strawberries around it. It's maybe I can show it here, but I don't want to show the chart and then go to cross stitch jail. So you see that? That's what it's going to look like. But that white was kind of ghosting on this gingham situation. But I want to get through that one so we can get to July. Look at July, patriotic. What? So I count this all as one WIP because they're just little tiny babies. The next one that I started is my Aunt Kay's mother's tree. You saw this during my last confession, and I've kept to my word and I've put in some stitches. This is stitched on 32 count Lagana, and it's called it's by Atomic Ranch. Winter Mint is what it's called. I got it at the Golden Needle, which I would say is the closest thing to me as far as an L&S goes. It's just a mere 5 hours away in the New Braunfels area. So I've got it on this Nerge scroll rod because this is kind of a legacy piece, and this isn't just like something you're gonna put on the Christmas tree and be like, okay, whatever. This will be passed down to her daughter and her daughter's daughter. And then if Lillian has a girl, she'll get it. So I'm trying to make it like better. Okay. The next one is actually a restart. This is called Queen of Freedom. Mirabilia, out of print. This is in I like to call it a scroll rod snuggie. I made this. I made Tara one too. And this guy, when you stitch on something in a scroll rod and it's not something you have out all the time, I have a fear that I'm gonna spill something on it and just lose my mind. So I came up with this little snuggie situation to keep the things protected. And then in said snuggie, we have a pocket to keep all of our crap in. Maybe I should have put a zipper in there. It's not bad. I don't travel with it, so it's fine. But this girl's out of print. I started her on it's like printed fabric, and it had some words behind it. Damn it, I can't remember, and I don't have it with me. And I hated it because like when I got up to her arm, you could see the printed text through her arm. I had a lot done on her too. So this is technically a restart. Here's where we are. Okay. And this is actually a picture of this Plus Heroic 32 count linen that I got off a D-stash on the Facebook. She's gonna be beautiful, but I don't want to rush it because I think that will be a piece that I leave in my will. Whoever gets it will be like, I'm taking this to Goodwill. I don't want this. So maybe they'll at least sell it online and get a few bucks for it, right? We'll see. So that's where we are with her. Let's put her this feels less like a snuggie right now and more like a diaper. So maybe it's a project diaper because it keeps the crap in that pocket. So maybe that's what maybe that's how we'll market that. Just kidding. I don't sell those. I just made a couple, maybe one day. So the next one is Cathedral Woods Goddess, which her crap lives in this bag. Quilt Junkie original bag. This is the one that I'm stitching with my buddy Sam. This is what she'll look like when she grows up. I charted her and myself out of the paper pattern so I could put her in to Markup XP. She's at 44% and we're still cussing the Kreinik, but we are almost to the bottom of her dress. So I'm trying to work down and then I'll scroll up and work on her skin. I'm trying to decide if I want to do her skin 1/1 or just roll with the 2/2 vibe. We're a ways from making that decision, but it's one that will need to be made eventually. I also need to make her a scroll frame diaper because if something happened to her, if she got stained or something, I would lose my shit. This next one is another Forbidden Fiber Co. This is actually mystery stitch along. So the way that works is you get your box and it has the pattern in these envelopes. I'm on day 8, so I kind of petered out. So then you open this, it's like a piece of the pattern at a time, and their floss comes with it. It's quite fun, but this, I started this, and this was my birthday start. I'm just looking at this, 9/9/24. I was like, why does that date sound familiar? Well, that's my birthday. September just always seems really crazy. It's football season, so there's a lot of emotions running wild. Because when you're Aggies fan, that's not easy. Any hoozle. I started this on my birthday. Look at this bag. I mean, her details are just, I'm here for it. And like I said, we speak in movie quotes. I love pirates. I'm a kid of the 90s. So obviously this was gonna happen. I still have it hooped up because I have these like aspirations of at least getting a length of thread in there. But really, I got the boat done and I'm like, I think I was here for the boats and the bikes. Look at that. That little anchor, come on. This needle minder came with the kit too, so she always sends a needle minder, which we love. 5 stars. Have no idea. This is on, oh, well, this came with the kit. The fabric did. It's called Treasure Map. What else would it be called? So that's where we are there. Love that. You can see I have quite the eclectic style when it comes to stitching. I have this rule, if I like it, I will stitch it. If it makes me laugh, I'm definitely gonna stitch it. If it means having 30 ongoing projects, mind your business. Okay. This next one I have is a anniversary start called Reflections of NOLA. New Orleans. I say NOLA because it fits in my spreadsheet better. So I'll pop a picture in, but I'm stitching this with some Pirate and Robin thread. Love this. If you haven't taken the plunge into Pirate and Robin, what are you waiting for? This is fun. So this is called Joker. Obviously, she has some sweet naming skills. So I have 2 skeins here and I split them since they're so variegated. I match them up and split them. So if I get going, and you'll see the pattern in a minute. So when I get going, to make it look continuous, I want the greens to touch each other when I start and stop the thread and I stitch 2 over 2. And I want the purples to start so it doesn't look as choppy. That probably makes no sense and you probably don't give 2 damns about it, but here's where I'm at. Oh, my needle minder is hilarious too. So anyway, we've got a mask in there. We've got a crawfish in there. We've got a part of a saxophone. So this is really fun. This is stitched on some 32 count something or other from Hobby Lobby. It's fine, whatever. We didn't need a lot going on in the back because this floss is working hard for us in this project. It's clocked in and we're loving it. So I'm gonna try to stitch on this. We are married 11/9, which is when I started this. So I try to stitch on this on the 9th of every month, if I remember, and if it's convenient. So we'll see. But I do like it because this thread, oh man, this is how you become a thread junkie, is because things like this. This is amazing. Thanks to those damn thread gremlins for getting me hooked on this. Kind of went on a little spree. Then I sent some to Tara and Chandria. Like, y'all, you gotta touch this. You gotta do something. So I look forward to seeing what they're going to do with theirs. Okie dokie. My next one is Festive Forest, which was a Jingle Ball start. I love Jingle Ball. If you're a stitcher and watching this and you're on the fence about to Jingle Ball or not to Jingle Ball, it's 10 bucks, come on, won't regret it. So this is at 51%. I did not finish this in time. So I started this on 11/1, which is also what I call crunch time for finishing all the quilting projects that I'm going to give as Christmas gifts. So it was a wild time in thread quarters. Anyway, this basically only got stitched on during my lunch breaks and stuff. I do look forward to finishing this because I saw Chandria's and it is legit. Look at these little animals. What are we doing? I also zoom in on this little rabbit. I made him a jackalope because he's got some little horns on there. So he's a jackalope now because that's where his destiny took him. So we will try to continue that. I think every time I have like a Christmas itch to scratch as far as stitching goes, I will lean to that one and see if I can get it done for next Christmas. This lives in a Quilt Junkie original with a Shrinky Dink that my niece made. Love it. Thanks, Tara, for the enabling on Shrinky Dinks. Okay, the next would be Merry Stitchmas, which is a stocking I'm working on by Fairy Wool in the Woods. It's a stocking for me. I will stitch, I'll figure out how to rechart Stitchmas and I'll put Christmas in there. But it has all the sewing and stitching things. So cute. Get it? So cute. I've already made one change. There is a an image in here. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here under these spools. The consensus generally says that it's a pack of needles. You know, the scaling, like I understand we got some liberties taken with the scale of images here. I love that. It just doesn't look like a pack of needles to me. So I made it into a mug. This is where I'm at. This is stitched with the DMC that's called for, and I did, except for Santa's coat. It's color and cotton, and it was exclusive to our Stars Hollow Black Needle Society retreat. It's called Mom Touched the Pope. And I ran out of it. So Tara's gonna send me like 3 threads of hers so I can finish Santa's coat. He just gained a little weight. This happens. He'll lose it. He'll get ready. So I changed that needle pack to a mug of coffee with WIP. Also, I leave threads everywhere. So my stitching setup in here, I usually stitch in the house and just sew in my studio outside. And some days, like I don't have the mental capacity to try to like cut accurately. And so I don't quilt, I just stitch because it's less mental strain. So when I do that, my Lowry stands in here in the living room, and the way our couch is like kind of a low rider. So I kind of sit back like this, and then the armrest of the couch is really big. And so it prevents me from turning my Lowry stand. And then 2, I have a clamp on light that's really supposed to be for like a music stand, like, you know, on a piano or something. And so I clamp that on to my hoop or whatever I am stitching in. And so flipping over is a whole ordeal to flip just to tuck a tail. So I don't do it. Waist knot it. So I'll put the tie knot in it like a little quilter's knot. It's fine. It's the best knot there is. It's the knot of all knots. But And then I'll come down like 4 or 5 stitches and then start my stitching, and then just let my stitching naturally cover the tail and the back, and then snip the knot off when I get to it. So I don't like turning my work, so I don't. Again, no one's in charge of me. This is in a black needle bag too, that we got in our Nice List advent calendar. Look at these guys just cutting up, having coffee. Come on. And then my last start of the year was another nutcracker. This is Christmas Friends from Vickery Collection. Check it out. I'm not stitching all of them. I got this as a kit on the eBay. So I stitched this one, the little drunk pirate cowboy. Look at his eye. Like, I don't know. Whatever. I love it. And so I've started this little Irish guy here. If the Weasley's Wizard Wheezies had a nutcracker, that's what he would look like. So I started that on the 29th of last month. And here's where we're at. This is really fun. This is stitched. This is the only thing I've got that's on anything white. My hands, I'm a sweater naturally. I'm always hot and my hands are greasy. So I try to veer away from white. But I had such an itch to start this. This came with the kit, so I just did it. We'll see if I live to regret that. We may have some like Clorox pin action, or, you know, maybe it's gonna be cut in close, but I wanna make this a stand-up as well. And like I said, it came with this fabric and then all the, more than, I can tell I'm not gonna need all this DMC. But I don't know if I'll stitch any of the other ones, but he's my favorite. The one over here is really calling to me. I wish this guy was standing at attention instead of like a mugshot profile, but I guess if I want to fix it, I'll have to start designing patterns myself, which ain't nobody got no time for that around here. So that was my last start of the 2024 season, and I've only started one thing this year so far, and that was the Alessandra Adelaide that we talked about during my last confessional. This is on Fiber on a Whim stone 32 count linen. We've got a little group chat going over on Instagram, and where we just stitch happy little trees. So that's my cross stitch whipping. Okay, those are all my whips. Again, I'd like to remind you, we don't judge, we listen. Okay, and then I uncovered this guy. Oh, that other project lives with my Reflections of New Orleans in this bag that I made and I love. I think that I'll be the one in the purple skirt. Y'all tell me which one you are. So, and that's the back, just this wild Aztec print. And then on the inside, we've got some turquoise. I stitched a thread bed in here and then some elastic for your junk. And then a pocket over here with, sorry about the reflection, but we got some teal bandana going on. So when I was going through my stash, I found this embroidery that one of my favorite people in the universe gave me as a kit. Again, what am I doing? Just finish it. It's almost there. You don't even need a chart. You just look at it and stitch it. So this is gonna go on my, girl, let's just get this done. What are you doing? I am gonna go into thread quarters outside and do a little quilting WIP parade out there, because I've got some things that are just kind of lingering and I want them, but I just get a little sidetracked and I like squirrel and start something new, or I see something cool on the internet and like, let's just make that. Like this shirt I made, this was a total squirrel moment. I saw this on the internet and I had a pile of shirts that I was just gonna keep for fabric. So this is a flannel shirt that had like something wrong with the bottom, like on the hem. I don't remember what happened to it, but I like to just keep fabrics so when I make scrappy cats or just like pull for any kind of project that I'm working on and just need like some kind of something different. I'm a fabric hoarder. Let's call a spade a spade. So I just had this in a pile waiting to be used. Same thing. So this this Indian head here, he was actually from a shirt that I got in Lukenbach, and I washed a chapstick with him, and so I had like grease all over the yellow part, and was looking like the artwork is so cool though. I was like, we're gonna find you another way to live, sir. So I put it on this hoodie that I had, and now we get another life. I saved 2 lives, rescued it. So as far as plans go, here's my 2025 plans. Finish some of these, maybe start some other things, make some gifts, do whatever I want. But if you made it this far, let me know in the comments if there's one of these WIPs you really want me to focus on, and maybe that'll just give me a little spark to do it. But for now, that's all I have. So see you when I see ya. Bye.